Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my friends on the Earth ship. Welcome to my Sunday portal of time, a little time I reserve every week for the discussion of being the alchemist of your own life. Welcome. I'm Cindy Carter. I'm an intuitive, an artist, an energy healer, and a spirit consultant. This series of Alchemy podcasts that I put out each Sunday is a sequential learning opportunity to put together some very powerful alchemy of aligning yourself with your truth. So last podcast, we talked about embodying the all. And what I meant really by that is that you embody the all of yourself, not the all of every person. You do have to have an awareness and understanding of the all, of all unity. You are within the all. So to become aware of the all within yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we're here to embody, the best and the brightest, the most benevolent of ourselves. And then all these multidimensional versions of ourselves. So it is embodying the all, but we have to give some parts importance. So it kind of makes sense that you have to come into some kind of an allowance and an understanding and some forgiveness with yourself for the ugly parts of your tendencies and your displays and your downward thoughts. So to decide to be an alchemist, you have to take charge of the energy that you are presently offering or is being offered to you. It's to take charge of your life, not waiting for things to happen, not waiting on the universe to do something. You have to take charge of the situation. The universe only matches your energy field, your consciousness, to bring it back on track to an alignment with a loving source of life. That's kind of the point of being here. You get to decide if these thoughts and these ideas coming from you are helpful or you need to rein them in and give them lesser importance. Who can do that for you? Nobody. You have the sovereign gift of choice. That's what life on this free will planet is about. Rebellion, wild abandon, or aligned freedom. Aligned with the divine truth, not a freewheeling truth of a misaligned matrix. With humanity and a collective consciousness that is in the process of expelling all its darkness. Nope. I'll be choosing divine will, not so much the free will version. To embody the all of myself, I will have to forgive myself for my past and for anything in the future. Freeing my energy field to now accept the more benevolent actions and thoughts that come through me, that have possibilities to come through me. It's just an idea to align with your divine sources. So that brings me to today's podcast called Loyalty or Liability. Oh, wow. This subject of loyalty came up this week as, a suggestion by one of my clients who's really dealing with an energetic tie that really binds her. It's a tie that depletes sometimes. It's a tie that, comes into her that suggests negative outcomes. It's a tie that expresses doubt and worry. The underlying cause of this tie, it sounds awful, right? Sounds like she's living with some kind of a nightmare, but it's like almost through her self-choosing. It was called loyalty. Oh my gosh. It's in some ways I cringe when I hear the word because I used to be too loyal. I was blindly loyal. That was not a good place for me. We were taught in past lives and in this life and as children to be loyal. And if you weren't, you were not trustworthy. So loyalty became part of the ability to manipulate humans, but also became a liability of their own truth. We've been taught to be loyal to a certain geographic location on Earth, as in a city, a county, or a state, country. I've heard people say, I can't leave this place because they need me here. I have to do this work here. I have family here. There are so many reasons for lack of growth, for lack of finding the soul path, for the animating spirit within you that has so much power to move forward, minus the ties, minus the binds, minus the shackles that hold us back from life. I mean, hell, we are asked to be loyal to a certain color because someone told us it was us. We become loyal to modalities of teaching that were based in interpretation of others, humans' ideas. And then we put that in a construct and say, we are this, I am this. What? We became loyal to modalities of teaching that were based in interpretations. That feels really muddy to me. Other doctrines, other ideas other than the sovereign truth of my higher self. The self in my body that inhabits this earth that holds thousands of lives and memories of consciousness from other dimensions, eras, and timelines. This accumulated consciousness is like me in my form and structure, my energy field and its ability to move about in earth with perceptions to life that allow free movement. Or does loyalty bind you? Stop you dead in your tracks? I can hear brakes screeching right now in my head. Maybe I'll add that as an audio track right here. Bing. I digress. Oh, look, a squirrel. Okay, so loyal to the idea. Loyal to, say, a local chapter of the Fa La La Club that meets every Tuesday morning. Loyal to the ideas of a death cult that has trickled down into the idea of false service. Loyal to what? Deep down, what is it that we're loyal to? We really have to look at our loyalties right now. If we think right now about our current loyalties, some are, I would say, beneficial and some, well, not so much. Like being loyal to buying your goods locally is of great benefit to more than you. And it takes nothing from your energy field, maybe a little more from your pocket, but the quality is higher. This tie to this loyalty feels expansive and far-reaching, with implications that could mean really quantum possibilities for, say, a small batch, handcrafted artisan of food. Somebody who makes, small batches of kimchi or small batches of kombucha. Some of my favorite things. Or what if they're into agricultural art, but they're local and they are supported locally? This is one loyalty that feels really good to me. When it doesn't feel good to me is when someone diminishes someone for stepping a foot in Walmart. Well, it happens sometimes. It doesn't happen often, for me. But when it does, I accept that I live in a duality program, and at this point in my progression, in my current location on the earth, the tent that I want for this weekend coming up might just come from Walmart. The bigger picture to me is, am I still flourishing in my loyalty to buy local? Yes. I don't see any local tents that I can afford. That's also kind of a kindness issue to me. This is like compassion to me. I'm loyal to the local, but it is too much for me personally. I will stray from it at times. That's self-loving. I'm still feeding the possible futures with my good intentions of loyal service to local products and local markets, but the difference is I will not condemn the duality. It was created by humans. I live in it. And yes, it needs to go away, but compassion for yourself over the cause is kind of required. This is a slippery kind of slope right here. Talking about causes and being loyal to a cause, I could go into so many political meanderings, but I won't. I don't like politics. I watch it, I observe it, but I don't care for it. Being loyal to a cause Those are right kind of examples of loyalty and liability. Empathy causes a lot of liability with loyalty. When you are too empathic, too much the sponge of the pain of others and the story of others, you actually join in the activities of pain. You're actually bringing your energy into a downward spiral, into a lower vibration of pain. It pronounces the pain. Then you focus on the pain of the past and of the people that have been lamented. The people have made the, choice of being suffering. Well, here we are. Instead of transmuting the idea or giving possible solutions to the idea, now the thing that's coming to mind is, the breast cancer awareness campaign. That corporate idea to make more money. It's a dark agenda, really. To adorn yourself in pink and remind everyone you see, oh, hey, I am cancer. See here on my hat and on my shirt and on my watch and my bumper sticker and my license plate, I am cancer. That is the exact energy of black magic. The people who own corporations understand how energy works. To infuse someone so deeply in the trauma that they never get out of it. Even in remission, fully cured, I am cancer. Let me remind my cells of the darkness of death. Oh, let me go to the survivor meeting where all we do is talk about the others dying. It's a slippery slope, this loyalty. Breast cancer awareness is a campaign to make a lot of money for a corporation, and you are the pawn. Your body is the pawn of a big pharma, and you might, in your mind, be the pawn of a handful of families on this earth. We're now here on earth to decide to do the alchemy, to change and transmute how the matrix affects us in every moment, every day, every lifetime. Loyalty can be a devotion to love, can be a dedication to happiness, can be a commitment to life. Loyal to voice within you, that is your guidance to loving service to your heart and to others' hearts. This is devotion. This is true loyalty. But blind loyalty? Whoa. I see spiritual people every day engaged in blind loyalty. If it has a stamp of approval saying it might look, smell, or feel like highly spiritual work, I'm on it. Whether it is or not is not the issue. Because, I believe the stamp of approval. Because somebody told me that this spiritual idea is by far the thing. So anyone that walks through the door with the newest thing, you bounce right to it. Me, pick me. I'll do it. I'm spiritual. So I want to be highly spiritual, so pick me. It's like no discernment of the path of self. Now, when someone walked through the door you're meant to meet, you'll know it. There is zero doubt. Your heart is aligned before your mind even engages. Synchronicities can bring you to these exchanges, but discernment is needed. There are so many things that people will say you need to be loyal to. A spiritual idea or a doctrine. And it may require many hours of sitting in one place or chanting or some kind of, service. Many hours of practice. Now, this may be good for some people, but the same spiritual idea can be met without this practice. This is the truth. Or a different way to practice our energy, while you're on the earth, doesn't really require the outdated service of ceremony and ritual. We do not have to build up the energy to talk to the gods. We don't have to pray to them any longer. We are the gods. We are the extensions of interdimensional life, and we talk to the energy of our past, to the consciousness of our future, to guide us. We no longer seek outside us for the guidance. We've evolved. Thank God. Well, that is what the goal is anyway. Many of you are, doing this now. I see it. You're practicing discernment. Some of us, it takes a bit longer. We kind of use the spiritual 2x4 idea. I was a good school of that one. Loyalty to the idea of advanced spirituality. It can take you to an unfortunate place. Let's say you're seeking this advancement in your life, and you really need an event to catapult you, some kind of energetic event. So you book a mushroom journey or ayahuasca journey in Mexico, let's say. And you end up coming home, all in Zen. You're just zenned out, blissed out. All in some really different space of calmness where your whole life now looks like a lie. Who the hell is this in your body? Is this a benevolent part of you? It sure feels like it because it's really not rattled by anything. Then 2 days later, it becomes a nightmare. A nightmare that nobody wants in their mind, pain and anxiety, unknown before now, but now totally present. You see, the auric field was opened unnaturally, with no grounding cord to the magnetic earth, and entities of all kinds arrive and wreak havoc. It could be a shadow aspect of yourself. In this case, I believe it was. But this is a true life story that just happened in the last week with one of my clients. I'm sure he doesn't mind me speaking about it here. It could help a lot of people realize the journey is within you. The loyalty has to be with your life force, your guidance, your natural organic movement on an earth. To be organic in your love for yourself. This is the alchemy. To be loyal to self-love. To be loyal to compassion. Because compassion is the teacher now. It can come as a 2x4 or a loving gesture. Instant understanding. You get to choose now. And then I had another client this week that asked me to talk about the family loyalty program. I call it a program because it is. Family loyalty. Whew. You can imagine how deep that goes. It's a genetically implanted system of consciousness to alter our existing consciousness, to be influenced by the past, influenced by the traumas of all these yucky ideas and agreements of consciousness in the past. Yikes. So your body's full of intergenerational influence, ideas and agreements with past traumas and agreements with, family line, bloodline, to remain in patterns of unstableness or overriding guilt or advanced levels of disgrace and abuse. This is family tie. It's like a genetic bungee cord. It's, between family members. In bodies and not in bodies. I mean, we have ties to people on the past and people near you, people away from us. But, it's all bloodline. In this timeline and other timelines, it can be a completely debilitating factor of the energy field of you. And when your body and your mind starts going a little bit, you might look at your energetic family ties. It's usually a very large influence on most people's energy fields. And it's usually not uplifting. But if you find yourself overwhelmed with the decisions and probable futures and possible outcomes of a family member, well, whoa, Nelly. Whoa! Time to slow this horse down and walk a bit slower through this field. You seem to be galloping into the streams of doubt and worry and anxiety, and you know what that does to a body. So why are you galloping over there? You know better. Well, you might say, the pull is really strong. Well, you're going to have to resist the pull. The pull of these negative futures, the pull of getting involved in your family members' lives, making decisions for your adult members of your family. You can't do this. You can't live in their decisions either. Are you going to choose to resist this pull, or are you going to keep allowing it and living it and succumbing to it? Geez, it's like you can lead the horse, but he may get sucked in anyway. into the blind loyalty to this family idea. We can leave open love and loyalty and kindness to the family and not take any of the other stuff. Believe me, it's possible. Let your children be themselves. Let their soul work through their actions, their futures, even when you don't think they should. Let yourself get disconnected to the loyalty program of downward spiraling family ties. How about standing tall as a sovereign alchemist within a family unit? It's like a system buster, like you've just stopped all this madness, where each spirit inhabiting each body gets to do whatever the hell they want, basically, as long as they are adults. In their right mind and bodies, of course. And not all adults on this earth are here to live a better life. Just believe that. And they're learning. High service through their spirit. That's just the reality of this earth. Sovereign choice. It allows people to make decisions. Like some people decide, I'm going to be really loyal to my shortcomings. I get this one a lot. When they fight for and defend their actions, their past discretions, their past abuses. Here's why I am this way. And they give me mountains of evidence. Well, okay. What are you going to do about it? Maybe let's come into some forgiveness of self, of the past abuses and your past loyalties to demise and death. The choices that always brought you down, and choose a different outcome, a different perspective. If it's family loyalty disease that has a hold of you, and you can't move and you can't make a life of your own because of somebody else, well, compassion says for you to uplift you. This is the God source of life. Assisting all of life so you can assist others. This is how you help others. This is the loyalty. But we can't have blind loyalty that disables you and everyone else. Please choose to put on the new glasses without the lens of family loyalty above your own truth. Your inner truth aligned with your inner divine will to thrive as a life force can take you right out of the blinded loyalty and into the loyalty that's not a liability. Loyalty based in peace and love and joy and happiness and freedom. Loyalty to life and loyalty to the source of life. So please check your loyalties right now. See where you're at in that. Is it unconditional love to allow freedom of every soul without your input? That's what's needed right now. Check your ties. And if you see they're very strong and very detrimental to your life sucking you dry, then in each moment you need to make a different choice to not allow it. To not let it affect you, and for you to forgive yourself for allowing your perceptions to get so out of hand. That you allowed a matrix event to take you over in a program called loyalty. Bring it back out of the pendulum swing there. Bring it back to the heart space where we're centered. Be loyal to the alchemy of you. Loyal to the life that brought you here. That'll change everything for you and for this earth. I have a loyal bunch of people that love my template of grace. They have chosen some self-love, and they spend time each day, like 11 days, that's all, that they do repeat it, to activate grace in their lives, and things are moving really rapidly for them. Subtle but rapid changes in their lives, their realities. It's occurring. If you'd like that, just look at my website, cindycarterhealing.com. I am hosting a workshop in Asheville, North Carolina, where I live, the first weekend in October. It's a holographic healing workshop. It's a 2-day workshop where you learn a hands-on modality that assists the auric field in releasement of trauma. It's a very powerful thing. Anyone who's taken my class could tell you that. You can find out more information on eventbrite.com or on my website. I'm also really happy to announce my new online store on my website. What am I selling? My own handmade art. I've been a self-taught artist for a lot of years, and through some of my multidimensional interactions with Sasquatch, I began making clay figures this year that now I'm for the first time offering for sale. I'd love for your support in my work. If you'd like to go to my website, you can just go to the shop and check it out. I appreciate that. So our loyalty to the love of our own being is at the forefront right now. Will you be loyal to the spirit that's animating your beautiful body? I hope so. Many blessings.